You're scrolling through your phone right now, or you will be soon. You have more contacts than any human in history, hundreds of them, maybe thousands, and yet you feel completely alone. That feeling isn't in your head. It's in your blood. It's a chemical alarm bell that's been ringing inside your body for millions of years. And it's telling you something that has nothing to do with how many people follow you online. Your ancestors didn't survive because they were strong. They didn't survive because they were smart. They survived because they were never, ever alone. A human being alone on the savannah 200,000 years ago was a human being about to die. No claws, no fangs, no fur thick enough to survive the night cold. Just soft skin and slow legs. The only real weapon your species ever had was each other. Groups hunted together. Groups watched for predators together. Groups raised children together. A lone human was a meal waiting to happen. So your body built an alarm system. When you drifted too far from the group, something inside you screamed. Not out loud, quietly, as a feeling, as an ache. That ache is loneliness. And it worked exactly like hunger works or thirst works. Hunger tells you your body is low on fuel. Thirst tells you your body is low on water. Loneliness tells you something just as basic. It tells you your body is low on people. This is not a metaphor. This is measurable biology. Dr. John Cacioppo, a neuroscientist at the University of Chicago, spent decades studying loneliness like a physical disease. He found that chronic loneliness raises cortisol, the same stress hormone that floods your system during a threat. It disrupts sleep. It weakens the immune system. Cacioppo's research found that loneliness can be as damaging to your long-term health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Think about that. Your brain treats disconnection the same way it treats a physical wound. Why would evolution build something so brutal? Because for most of human history, disconnection actually was a wound. Being cast out of the group wasn't an inconvenience. It was closer to a death sentence. So the body needed a signal urgent enough that you couldn't ignore it. Pain works because you can't shrug it off. Loneliness was built to feel exactly like pain because to your ancestors it basically was. Here's where it gets stranger. Researchers at UCLA, led by Naomi Eisenberger, put people inside brain scanners and then deliberately excluded them from a simple ball-tossing game. 2 other players stopped throwing the ball to them. That's it. No physical harm. No danger. Just being left out of a game. The brain scans showed something remarkable. The same region that lights up when your body feels physical pain, the anterior cingulate cortex, lit up when people felt socially excluded. Your brain does not have 2 separate departments for heartbreak and headache. It uses the same alarm circuit for both. Being ignored by 2 strangers in a lab experiment triggered the same neural signature as a physical injury. Your brain, it turns out, cannot fully tell the difference between a broken bone and a broken connection. So think again about that ache you feel when a text goes unanswered, or when you scroll through a group photo you weren't invited to. That small twist in your chest is not weakness. It's not oversensitivity. It's an ancient survival circuit, doing exactly the job it was built to do 200,000 years ago. Warning you, telling you to reconnect. Now, but here's the twist nobody expected. The circuit is ancient. The world around it is brand new. For nearly all of human history, loneliness was rare and dangerous, and it pushed you toward real people, toward your tribe, toward faces you could touch and voices you could hear. The alarm had a clear solution. Go find your group. Sit by the fire. Talk. Eat. Sleep close together. Now the alarm still rings. But the world has changed the terms of the deal. Today you can have 500 online friends and still trigger that same ancient siren. Because your nervous system was never calibrated for likes, or views, or read receipts. It was calibrated for shared meals, for physical presence, for eye contact held for more than 3 seconds. Dr. Cacioppo's later research found something almost cruel. Passive scrolling through other people's lives, watching without connecting, can intensify the feeling of loneliness rather than soothe it. Your ancient alarm doesn't recognize a screen as a person. It recognizes warmth, tone of voice, shared space. A notification cannot fully satisfy a circuit built around a campfire. So the alarm keeps ringing. Even in a crowded city. Even in a group chat with 40 people. Even at a party. There's a term for this, the lonely in a crowd effect. Sociologist Sherry Tickle, who spent years studying how technology reshapes human connection, described a generation of people constantly connected and yet describing themselves as more alone than ever. Tickle's research suggests that quantity of contact was never the thing your body was asking for. Depth was. A single deep conversation can satisfy the ancient circuit in a way that 100 shallow ones cannot. This is the mirror your ancestors never had to look into. They lived in small bands, maybe 50 people, everyone known, everyone essential. You live in a world of millions of strangers, technically reachable, emotionally distant. The alarm inside you hasn't updated its software. It's still checking for warmth by the fire. It doesn't know what a like button is. And this is why loneliness doesn't feel proportional to how many people are around you. It feels proportional to how deeply you feel seen by them. Prisoners in solitary confinement have described the isolation as more unbearable than physical torture. Sailors on long expeditions have documented literal hallucinations brought on by prolonged isolation, their brains inventing company because the alarm demanded it so desperately. Your body will do almost anything to avoid being alone, because for nearly all of its evolutionary history, alone meant dead. So what do you do with an alarm this old, ringing in a world this new? You stop treating the ache as a flaw. That's the first shift. Loneliness is not proof that something is wrong with you. It is proof that something is working exactly as it was designed to work 100,000 generations ago. It is a signal, not a sentence. And the signal has a very old, very simple answer. Not more contacts. Not more platforms. Actual presence. A conversation without a phone on the table. A shared meal. A hand on a shoulder. These are not outdated customs. They are the precise inputs your nervous system has been asking for since before written language existed. Cassioppo's later work found something almost hopeful buried in the data. The loneliness circuit is not permanent damage. It's reversible. Rebuild real connection even in small doses and cortisol drops. Sleep improves. The ancient alarm goes quiet again, the same way it always has, the same way it was designed to. Your ancestors never had a cure for loneliness written down anywhere, because they never needed one. The fire, the group, the shared fear of the dark. That was the medicine. It still is. So tonight, when you feel that familiar ache while staring at a screen full of other people's lives, remember what it actually is. It's not your brain malfunctioning in a modern world. It's a 200,000-year-old survival signal, still faithfully doing its job, still trying to walk you back to the fire. You're scrolling through your phone right now, or you will be soon. But somewhere underneath all those contacts, that ancient alarm is still ringing, quietly asking you to put the phone down and go find the fire.